Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Today we are on Etod's account and we are pulling 80 void shards for the guaranteed Turvold event. I pulled my shards on my own account and that video should be up, I think, yesterday for when you're watching. So yeah, you can see how I did on my account. We're really hoping to bring better luck, of course, as always, to the viewers. We want the best luck for the viewers, for viewers to get everything that they want. Yeah, we're just going to dive in. He doesn't care about saving Turvold for CVC. He's not in a clan that pushes hard for CVC or anything like that. So he said, just pull him. Let's just get it done. Pull all 80. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Actually, well, just to note, in case you don't know, it's normal chances to pull champions here, not boosted chances, but there is a 10x event on for Hegemon and for Necret. And they are insanely good Void Legendary. So if we got either of those, we would be super, super happy. Right, let's dive in. Let me know, how many of you guys ended up going for this? Yo, Madam Sarah, she was boosted last week during the 2x event. Absolutely incredible epic. I'm not sure if we have her on this account. I actually just got mine the previous week. I pulled a few extra shards during that 2x, and I just barely scraped her with like a shard I got from Clan Boss at the end. Super, super strong. Obviously, that buff strip with decreased defense, decreased attack, just insanely good for the arena. Let's pull again. You know, this is normal shard chances, so you're expecting to see a whole lot of blue and not much else, you know? Anything else is a really big bonus here when you're doing this. But again, these guaranteed events, right? These guaranteed Void Legendaries, if you want the guaranteed Void Legendary, this gives you just way more Legendaries than saving up and pulling in 2x events. It just gives you a ton, which is crazy. Nice perk with this one on at the moment as well is that there's a Summon Rush on at the same time, so we're actually going to be able to max out the Summon Rush. Obviously, opening 80 Void Shards is going to fully clear that Summon Rush. So getting a bunch of Legendary books, 5-star chickens. I think there's a Feast in this one, which is really, really good. We got Azure. Okay. This is definitely like an old champion. You can tell by his look here. He's got a chance to stun. Not a very good chance. Good if they've decreased speed. Ally protection on everyone and a shield on him. That's actually not bad, though it's got a long cooldown at 4 turns. And then a single target hit that does an extra hit if they're stunned. Or steals some turn meter. You know, stealing some turn meter, not bad against a boss. He seems like maybe okay, but he doesn't seem strong enough that I probably bother building him, right? You're going to get better champions by that, you know, by the time you're actually going to be beating faction wars. So I don't think you need to build him for the boss unless you get to the boss and you're super stuck. Then it's like, okay, you might want to switch up your strategy. But yeah, probably not worth it. Man, just a whole bunch of rares. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but that's what happens, you know? In 2x events, the odds can be pretty brutal sometimes as well. But in like non-2x events, like you definitely see a whole lot of blue. It's why I kind of recommend, if you're still hunting for a lot of these Void Epics, it's often worth still sticking with 2x events for a good while, because Void Epics are so game-changing. We got Gala in here. I actually pulled her myself. She's, when I did my pulls here, she's actually a solid enough champion, right? She ignores defense, and all of her skills have the potential to ignore defense. And then the extra turn here on this A3 is really good. Sort of her problem is that she only gets the extra turn if she's full HP. So if she gets hit first, if you don't go first in arena, she really falls off, right? She needs the extra full HP to go with this. She needs to have a shield on to get to use this. She's going to be good with like Stone Skin and Bolster, but you really want her to be in Savage to hit as hard as possible. Not a bad champion, not a bad one, but I don't know. At the same time, it's like you should probably have better ones, you would think, for single target than her. We shall see. I mean, certainly here we're going to get Turvold, who hits much harder. Ooh, 2 epics. Very nice. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. So we got Lua. Lua's interesting. So she can do a bit of an AoE here. I don't think it hits super hard. Then she's a triple hitter AoE. I think this one does decent damage. And then she's got the full 100% turn meter deplete on her A3. I feel like Lua ain't too shabby, but she sort of lives in Coldheart's shadow, doesn't she? It's sort of the bad thing about her in the faction, that Coldheart's move is so similar to this, but just better. And that sort of gets in the way of Lua. It's a little sad. Outshone by a Void Rare, albeit the best rare in the game. Then Skimfos the Consumed. I actually used him recently. We had a Demon Spawn only tournament for Spider, and I certainly think if you're doing like Spider or Fire Knight and you're really limited by faction, this guy's not too bad, because he comes in with a 100% turn meter steal on his A3. And then he has a double hitter that can put decreased speed and can deplete turn meter on his A1. Not the best chance, 45% when booked, but not too bad. Then he has an AoE attack as well that places decreased attack. So he's a decent champ. He's got a really funky passive as well. And obviously taking debuffs onto himself, then putting debuffs from him to the enemy. He does some weird stuff that I never really see made to work at all. But for, you know, for faction-specific stuff, which we're seeing sort of more and more, he's sort of worth considering. I definitely wouldn't feed him. And then you might want to, you know, build him up if you ever see, you know, those tournaments coming up and you do want to take part. It might be like a tournament for a skin or something like that. So something that's always worth considering. Man, it's just a bunch of rares. Can we see some gold here? No, not this time. How far are we in? What do we got? This is the last 10. This is the last 10. So obviously Turvold is popping out here. So we got 9 more chances for a legendary. That's not the guaranteed one. Here we go. What can we see? Umbral Enchantress, really good epic as well. Really, really good. Here we go. Another epic. Oh, and it's a rare. And there he is. There's the Turvold. Awesome. Well, tell you what, we got the Turvold. Again, it's worth mentioning with Umbral. Great champ. AoE block buffs. For 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, Void Affinity. So she's a just really solid option for Hydra. She's not as good, in my opinion, as Ugo. Ugo brings you a lot more utility, but Umbral brings you that 3-turn block buffs. And no weak hit, she's Void. Well, I mean, she can weak hit against Poison Cloud, but apart from that, Affinity doesn't affect her, which is very, very handy. It's just, you know, a good one-size-fits-all. Not the best, but a really good, just general option. Then she also has this AoE that has a 100% chance to provoke for 2 turns. Makes her very strong in Arena. Makes her very strong for Doom Tower waves, and incredibly good for Faction Wars as well, because she can like block buffs in one wave, then provoke the next wave, then be back to block buffs for the third wave. It's very, very strong. So she's a great champion. And then, of course, we got the man himself, Turvold. Gonna be getting him on my account as well, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Absolute monster single target damage. This move right here, Juggernaut, hits so damn hard. Double hitter, and the damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champion. And if he kills a target, resets the cooldown of the skill, which is kind of disgusting. But yeah, he just slams that single target damage. Absolute beast for things like Clan Boss. I do think that Ninja can outdamage him, but I think that Turvold is second best after Ninja, which is pretty intense. Like, the dude does hit hard. He gives himself increased attack, crit rate, and speed with an extra turn. My intention is I'm probably going to build him with 70% crit rate and try to use this. But we'll see. We'll see. I have to really plan it out. I'm obviously interested in trying him out in Hydra alongside Hex, because now the Hex debuff duplicates 10% of single target damage to other heads, to other targets under Hex. So for Hydra, that's a ton of extra damage, you know, and if we can slam these big Juggernaut hits into a decapitated Hydra head and duplicate that damage with Hex to the other ones, could be a pretty fun option. And he's got a good chance, 75% chance to place Weaken on his A1, which is quite nice. So there you go. Turvold, again, he's definitely not an S tier Void Legendary, but he's a good solid one. And like, who knows how the game is going to change. There could be balance patches. Obviously, Awakening is really going to shake things up. I kind of expect, you know, that the champions who are good now are going to be good after Awakening. Not expecting like a complete rewrite of how good champions are. But you never know. You never know. So Turvold, he might jump up the tier list. He might not. But it's always good to get like a new legendary. It's always a nice thing to have. It's a champ collector game after all. And there we go. We've locked in the Turvold. Unfortunately, no legendary here today. But we built up that Mercy Timer a bit. We've got a good chunk of Void Shards left, so well on the way to saving up for the next guaranteed Void event, or, you know, saving up for 2x events, whatever is needed. But yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it looks like the only new champ we did get here today was that Turvold. It's going to help you a lot with speed farming that faction crypt as well. He rips barbarians apart. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, did you end up going for Turvold? Again, let us know in the comments. Don't forget, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.